Got it? Christ the King Sunday. I want to say just a couple things about Christ the King, besides what the animals thought. Because this Sunday is relatively new. I think it was 1925, Pope Pius XI, I'm going to say, was worried about the rise of secularism. So he instituted Christ the King Sunday. So now it's clear who's in charge, right? That really worked really well. All fine and good, this idea of Christ is the King, the Lord of the universe, the ultimate power. But there is a downside to that kind of approach, because what we do is a kind of transference in psychological language. We say, you're the king, it's all in your hands, you're in charge, so you take care of it. And we abdicate any real responsibility ourselves to be making a kingdom. And that is the command. Go love one another. Make a kingdom of priests. Right? So Jesus is before Pilate, and Pilate says, are you the king of the Jews? And he answers, you say so. That one little sentence, by the way, is in all 4 Gospels in exactly the same Greek. John breaks it up and puts a whole bunch of other noble language in there, but just that one bit. Are you the king of the Jews? You say so, or so you say, however you want to translate it. That one little kernel is exactly the same. So there's something right at the center there that's essential. Interesting question, because there is already a king of the Jews in Jesus' time. That's Herod. He's a king. He's a puppet king. And between the puppet king and the priests that run the temple and the Roman overlords, there's a nice little I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine arrangement. And lots of money to be made as well. And that works great, unless you're not a priest or the king or a Roman. So, of course, the people are often saying, we do want a king of the Jews who really represents the Jews and our nation, our people. So when Pilate asks this question, it's really the only question he needs to ask. If Jesus says yes, then off with his head, right? He's a usurper. If he says no, I never said that, then maybe, I don't know if there's a chance of release or a lighter punishment or what. But he says, you say so. What does that mean? Is that just sass? Is that just, I'm made of rubber, you're made of glue? You know? And Jesus is often sassy. I mean, think of the time when someone asks him, should we pay taxes? And he says, show me a coin. Which, first of all, is saying, it's beneath me to have a coin in my pocket, but I know you got money in your pocket. Show me a coin. And then he says, whose picture's on the coin? Come on, we know whose picture's on the coin. He's playing people as fools sometimes. So, is he doing that to Pilate? Is he just sort of saying, you know, you don't know what you're talking about? Or is there maybe a spiritual dimension to this answer, you say so? We're reminded, I think, of the time that Jesus gathered his disciples and said, who do people say that I am? And they said, some say the prophet, some say John the Baptist, come back, whatever. And then he says, what do you say? See, Jesus doesn't just say, this is the way it is. I know the answer, and I'll tell it to you. Quite the opposite. He's really concerned primarily in what you think. What do you think? Where are you at with this? How does this make a difference to you? Maybe what's really most important is not what Jesus says, but what you're thinking. What do you believe? What does that change? How does that affect the world? That's what really matters. So maybe before Pilate, what he's really saying, for the record, as it were, is, this isn't about me. This is about you. Amen.